What's up, Token family? And yes, sir, we got another episode of Token Miami's Token Talk.
Yep, we got a big one too.
Hey, let's get the little round of applause.
Woohoo!
Yo, and we have us a big guest today, guys. We flew all the way to Houston from Miami. We got the owners, founders.
Wait. Before you get into that, first of all, I just want to say how hard I worked to try to get this interview. this is like at the top of my list of people I wanted to interview for our podcast. And he finally hit me up and was like, "Yeah, let's do it this time." And we flew all the way to Houston to come out.
Nah,
so.
I appreciate y'all.
Rick not just talking either. Like this
No,
man pushed it. He made sure we came out here.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Bottega is definitely one of his favorite brands. But without further ado, let's introduce them. Let's get your name, where y'all from, how y'all started, and the name of y'all brand. Because I know we say Bottega and Matière, but some people don't pronounce it right. So tell us how that goes.
So the brands are called Bottega Desires and Matière de Désirs. Bottega Desires and then Material of Desires in French. I'm the founder, creative director, designer. Jaden Mitchell from Las Vegas. Came to Houston, learned a lot in Houston, and now I live in New York. So,
Dope.
Yes, sir. C. White, call me Chris. I'm originally from Dallas. I was born in Dallas. I moved to Vegas when I was like 11, 12. I met this fool when I was like 15 in high school, and then I moved back to Dallas, and then I started working for the Mavs. I was there for 3 years. And we started this whole journey. I'm back in Houston. Oh, I'm in Houston now.
So y'all went to high school together, right?
Nah, so Vegas is just small. Like, it's kind of any city where you're not the cool kids, but you be knowing people. So we had met when we were younger, and we've been knowing each other for like 10 years. So my dog, for real.
That's fire. That's
Yeah,
fire.
For
So
sure.
it's how do you pronounce it?
Matière.
Matière. Okay.
Matière.
Matière.
We call it Matière
Yeah,
because
it's
our
fine.
customers they
Yo, what that Matière? Matière, yo.
Nah,
One with the diamonds.
I like.
Major, you funny though.
I like it though, because people love wearing brands they can't pronounce. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
kind of a dope like marketing tactic, even though that's not the reason, but it just so happens to be the
that's
case.
dope. That's dope. Thanks for
Yeah.
clearing that up, man. For
course,
y'all at
of
home,
course.
now y'all know, man.
Matière.
Say it one more time for it, bro.
Matière de Désirs.
Oh, I can't even say that shit.
Matière.
If you
That's
say-
fire.
I ain't gonna
Front
lie.
part.
Just say it like 5 times throughout your day. By 3 days, you'll get it right.
Exactly.
Nah, for sure.
So if you hear us say Matière, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
That's
y'all-
what
y'all
that's
know
what
what
we
the
used to
brand
saying.
For sure.
We
For
appreciate
sure.
it. We appreciate it.
But I got a question I want to start off with. First of all, what inspired the original name Bottega Desires? That's something I really wanted to
For
know.
sure. So it was really originally just going to be desires, which means to wish or to want something to happen. I kind of thought that was kind of basic, and then I was looking through Instagram and just trying to find like typefaces because typography is very big when it comes to brands, and there was this typeface, and it said Bottega on it. And it was originally for Bottega Veneta. Coming into the fashion space, you could say like I was a little bit arrogant or ignorant because I didn't really know a lot of much about Bottega Veneta. I've heard about it, but I didn't know like the true depth of the brand. Um, and then I looked up what Bottega meant, and I was like, oh, I don't even belong to them. Like it's just an Italian noun that stands for a studio or workshop where art is made. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm creating pieces of art that make people want to desire. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's roll with that. And
Yeah.
it means something really, really personal to me. Bottega is just some words you're just really attracted to,
Right.
and they kind of make you feel something. Bottega was one of them words, as well as desire. So, I put the two together, and now we're here.
Yeah, but you use desires on for both brands. So I
For
mean,
sure,
clearly desires.
for sure. Desires is everything. I think from the moment we're born, we have desires, a desire to stop crying or to be fed or be held or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I feel like the desire is to live. As long as you keep pushing and keep going after things that you truly want, it doesn't have to be material things, but if you desire anything in this world, you can truly have it.
Fire.
So I like that. The whole thing is just Desires Corporation. Everything that we do we want people to take something from it and feel like they could take it into their lives where they could be better and they could strive for something.
Yeah,
That's dope.
I like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, I always see you posting like really uplifting, motivational stuff just all the time for people, and I'm wondering if that like plays a part with the brand, like trying to motivate people to like go after the things that they want and the things they desire.
Of course, I don't know. Life is so precious, you know. I was talking about this earlier with my mom's, but your mental is everything. You know, everything starts and begins in your mind. Um, and the moment you could overcome that mental hurdle of overcoming something, I feel like you won. And as long as you continue to fight, continue to get up. I tore my ACL 3 times. I was a college football player. Didn't get a lot of tick, you know, just because I was always dealing with injuries. And it kind of just got to a point where I needed to figure out what else was going to make me happy. In life, you're going to go through struggles, and it's all about being consistently persistent. That's probably my two favorite words: being consistent and persistent. Um, and you know, I feel like just the little messages that go on Instagram, where I can try to just uplift someone's day and keep them going, because life is hard for every one of us. So yeah, I'm just trying to make people feel good.
Yeah, but you played football what majority of your life, right?
Yeah, like 15, probably like 15, 16 years of my life was dedicated to one sport.
And the injury stopped you.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna say I said the injury stopped me.
Yeah.
I tore it first time I was cool, bounced back. Second time bounced back, it was a little bit tougher than that. Third time I was still trying to bounce back, and it kind of got to that 6 month mark. And I don't know if y'all know much about like ACLs, but usually you can start running at 6 months. I could barely walk at 6 months, so I was like, man, I wanna be able to have kids and be able to run around with them, and I don't want to be that dad
Yeah.
that's just limping. So I
Yeah.
was like, man, I gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, detours
Yeah,
ACL.
I tore my Achilles.
Oh, your
just-
Achilles,
just
oh.
as bad.
Achilles might be worse
my
than the
God.
ACL.
I'd rather break a bone, man.
Yeah, nah,
For
Achilles.
sure,
I
yeah.
wouldn't wish those two injuries on
Oh my
anybody.
God, yeah.
I wouldn't wish them injuries
That's
on
something to
anybody.
definitely overcome, though, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ruben?
it was something you posted too, and I'm gonna read it to you. I want you to know.
You got
I want you to
receipts.
see how
fire.
I want to know what this means to you.
Okay.
2018 tore left ACL, 2019 red shirt, 2020 tore right ACL, 2021 transferred, 2022 tore right ACL again,
Mhm.
2023 medically retired, 2024 seven-figure business owner.
Amen.
Crazy.
Crazy.
God is good.
How does that timeline kind of
God is
what does
so
it mean to
good,
you?
man. That timeline means everything. It kind of shaped me into the person I am today. I dealt with a lot of tribulations in this life, even growing up and just living. Fighter, soldier. Every time I thought I was about to reach my breakthrough, I tore my ACL. Every time, man. First game of my senior year, tore my ACL. I said this in one of my videos, but first game of my senior year, tore my ACL. Team wins the state championship. I can't play.
Damn.
And then try to graduate early so I can get to Arizona. And like, new coaching staff, we're gonna make you wait a year. So whatever year that is, 2018, I'm back home recovering and rehabbing. 2019, I get there. Red shirt next year, tore my ACL like a week before our first game. Right, it was like right on the break, right on the brink of me being like, okay, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm in a good system. I'm healthy. I'm good. Tore my ACL. Another coaching staff came, didn't play, and then transferred again. And right when I transferred, tore my third ACL. And it was just like every time I was about to do exactly what I thought I should be doing, God was like, nah, not yet.
Right. I always tell people it's not our plan, bro. Like, we don't control it.
Yeah,
God had a plan for you.
For sure, yeah.
No,
I wouldn't have it no other. I wouldn't have it no other way, man.
Sure.
I wouldn't have it no other way.
But I feel like perseverance plays such a major part in your success. And it does the same for us, because the token we are now, this is not our first location.
Right.
It's our third one.
Yeah.
We had one, it didn't work out.
Mm.
The second one, we realized we needed to adjust, we needed to scale, so we opened up a third one. And I feel like personally, as you get to know me, Kat and D, more, that's what really attributed to our success, is being perseverant. And I think that's how you and I kind of gravitated
For
to each
sure.
other, because no matter all the adversity that you went through, you still kind of held your head high.
For sure.
You still had that faith. You know, how important has faith been to you and your success?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I just want to give y'all flowers for, being in the game and continuing to grow. I feel like that anybody who's been in the game, as long as y'all have and been able to create the network y'all have, that takes persistence. You don't even have to meet y'all to understand that. So just want to give y'all flowers with that.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
My faith. It was something I think everybody has to kind of find it for themselves. It's kind of, you got a growing relationship with it. But my faith is everything. Just believing and having hope. That's kind of what wakes me up in the morning. Understanding that it's kind of like a conscious thing. It's kind of mental maturity. You got to go through things, and as you go through things, you end up growing, and your mind starts expanding and all these things. But understanding that every single day I wake up is a blessing. For sure. At the end of the day, like, so many people go to sleep and don't open their eyes, or so many people leave that front door and don't come back home. And just for me to be able to wake up and be healthy and walk and make, design beautiful pieces of clothes and do it with my brother and my mom's there, I think that's like the biggest thing. At the end of the day, it's simple. Like, us just being here having this conversation is a blessing.
But it's not
Absolutely.
simple to everybody. That's
For
that's
sure.
the thing.
For sure.
That's
For
what
sure.
that's what differentiates you from the people who don't succeed.
For
It's
sure.
the fact that you went through so much of adversity and you just kept going.
Yeah, you can't run from adversity. I think without struggle, this is one of my favorite quotes. I live by quotes all the time, but without struggle, there is no progress. That's Frederick Douglass. Without struggle, there's no progress. Anytime anybody's even watching this, episode, or just in general, anytime you've gone through some form of challenge and you've overcame it, it's made you stronger. Every single thing that was meant to, where you felt like it was breaking you, was ultimately building you up. And just having that mindset and being okay with conflict, being okay with struggle, adversity.
Yeah.
You kind of look at it as like a challenge to overcome, because once you go on the other side of that mountain, is good.
I'm curious, how did you really get started and pivot from football to deciding to start your own brand and start creating?
Yeah, so backtrack. When I was a child, I used to get in trouble for ripping up my clothes and drawing on everything. My mom used to get on me for that. But I always liked clothes. I always liked dressing. And then I just so happened to become good at football. That was the case. And I tore the ACL that third time, and I was like, man, I'm not happy. Like, Jmitch ain't happy. Jaden's not happy. It was like, what else can make me happy? So I went back in time, and I was like, I used to draw a lot. Everybody starting clothing brands. I feel like I could do something different.
Yeah.
I've always known I'm different. I maybe didn't always fit in or didn't always talk to everybody. So I feel like in general, everything I'm doing, it has the possibility to be different. So I asked my mom for an iPad for Christmas, and she had got me. And from that second, I just started trying to learn how to use Procreate and learn how to just design and edit and do these things. And yeah, anytime someone would try to give me money, it'd be a birthday or graduation, I was like, don't give me no present or anything. It's like, you're gonna give me money, just know I'm gonna invest it into this business.
Yeah.
And it kind of just started like that. And I remember I had like $10 in my account, and I had just retired from football, and I had moved to Houston. I was sleeping on couches. I was couch surfing, and man, that should be crazy.
Yeah,
but I asked my brother see why. I was like, yo, I'm finna start this clothing brand, Bottega Desires. I don't really got no money. I need $400, so I'll get it to you by next month. And ran pre-orders, and then I gave him I gave it back to him in a week.
Yeah.
And then from then it just went like, I was on the couch doing pre-orders, and then now we here.
So Chris, how'd you feel about that when he hit you up and told you that he wanted to start a brand and quit football?
Oh man, I was like, what? For sure, it was like, what? And then I feel like anybody, when they first hear the name, they like, huh? Like, but you think of Bottega Veneta.
Yeah.
But then it grew on me. It grew on me as time, and even his first shit was crazy. It was fire. Like the first few pieces was fire. I even still wear them to this day.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then from there, it just grew, like pumping out. just even what was the
what was the first piece
Yeah,
that y'all dropped?
The fuck 'em tee. I can curse on this, bro.
Yeah.
I'm only cursing when it comes to the pieces. You know, desires are not always desires are not always positive. There's always a duality to desires. So when you look at the sex or the Afro girl, those are desires. It may not be the good ones, but it's some real shit. But yeah, the first piece was the fuck 'em tee. It says fuck 'em if they can't take a joke.
and the hats
the
was
rock-
crazy.
The hats
was crazy.
Yeah, the hats was then, and then it went like ramen, and then shorts. Like the shorts was probably like the fourth design I ever did.
So speaking of, what made you like when was the time you knew like I got something? Like who wore it? What was that moment that made you say, yo, we big?
Shit, it wasn't even like the person. It was probably like once I seen them Shopify notifications going crazy, and it was just like I start seeing just obviously the dollar amount. I wasn't someone who always had a lot of money in a sense, so seeing the dollar amount, I was like, okay, maybe this shit is kind of big. But them shorts, this is crazy. This all goes into persistence. Like them shorts, when I first dropped them, they were $95 and they sat, and I dropped them down to $85 and they sold. And then now we can't even keep 1,000 shorts on the site for 5 minutes.
So. That's one of our number one sellers in the store too. Everybody always asks about the shorts.
It doesn't stop. It's like consistently selling. If we have them in stock, they're going.
I love that too. I definitely love that. The shorts is different, if everybody does jeans shorts, but who is putting something like that on front of it, especially applique and doing it like that. And so I think that's really why they blew up. And I had a dope little Instagram picture that popped up too.
And the timing too, because right then that's when George was really coming
back.
The wave was coming back in.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, it all worked out good.
Chris, I heard you say you worked for the Mavericks.
I did.
Can you tell us what you did and how that played into you helping when it came to your brand?
So I started working for the Mavs in 2021. When I first started working there, we was actually talking about this the other day. Like I was in like operations. I was moving boxes, going to like put stuff in like the main office and all that. It was horrible. I hated it every day, sweating every day. I was part-time. And one day I walked into the VP of basketball operations. I just walked in her office one day and I was like, in there sweating bullets. Like, hey, I'm looking for an internship. I'm about to graduate college. She gave me an internship, and then I worked on the basketball side, worked in player relations. So I did that for 2 whole full seasons with them, and it was an intern for half of it, for the first half, and then from there, this fool called me. I think it was like
it was around rookie year time.
Yeah, and he was like, bro, like I need this shit about to be something special. And before he even called me, I already knew. Just like knowing him as a person, like to be able to persevere through 3 of them, and I've been there with him through them all. Is crazy. So I already knew he was special. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my dog for life. So him asking me for that was like, of course, like of course.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So did you quit, or you just kind of try to balance both?
Okay, so for the past season, it's a great question. Great question.
I asked you that because me and D kind of in a similar situation.
For sure.
Definitely gonna speak on it.
So we had just got done with the finals when we lost to Boston. So that's when I was coming out to Houston a lot more in the summer, last summer. And then I worked the whole season, basically working 2 full-time jobs, helping him run the brand, helping him create all of this, and still doing play relations for the Mavs. So it was a crazy balance. Like it was no sleep for sure for like a year, but look what God has put us in this position. So no regrets at all. So
it's I have a similar situation like that too, because I remember when we were launching Token, actually we had already had the store, and I think this was like during the pandemic, so I was able to like work my job at home, but I was able to work at the shop. So I'm in the back of the shop, like
doing work.
And then like, Rick, come on, somebody need to do this, or Rick, you need to do this. So I'm literally trying to balance both of my lives. And then it got to a point where I was making way more money with Token than I was with my day job.
Absolutely.
And then it was so hard because, I mean, you gotta think about it, you know, your parents tell you to, go to school, go to college, get a good job. And then you finally get a good job. And then you have to take that risk and say, okay, I need to branch out and do something full time on my own.
100%.
And put my faith in myself, and it was difficult.
That
was
wasn't
tough.
that wasn't easy leaving a mat.
Yeah,
that wasn't
nah.
easy leaving a
I
mat.
already know.
That sound like a good job, bro.
With benefits and all.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Healthcare.
Right.
You on point, man. Today.
I feel like usually people don't tell you to quit either. People are like,
Nah.
you know, if you can do both, do both.
Yeah.
For sure.
So taking that leap of faith and putting it all in on something else is like
Absolutely.
really tough.
And it was great. Like throughout the season, it was amazing. Like obviously, like I tried to keep it on the low, which that's just how I am in general. It's the first time y'all got me on the other
I'm
side
surprised
of the camera.
even in front of the camera right now.
But it definitely helped. Just my relationships through the league, with other players and our players on the team. Like we had Kai in the black race the other day.
He
That
did
was
score
fun.
back to back. So
That's dope.
So that helped. That helped.
Is
whole
a lot of times when these athletes and celebrities, when they're wearing the brand, is it like 9 out of 10 it's organic, or some of it is like, you know, you decide who you want to see wear it and you place it, or how does that work?
I ain't even gonna lie. Majority of the time it's like, how the hell did he get that piece?
Probably from us.
Facts. Nah, for real.
Shout out,
For real.
yeah, nah.
It's definitely from
Shout out Token. Shout out Token.
Big
Miami,
shout out to
man.
Token.
That's love.
No, for sure. But yeah, it's
Like-
usually like, how the hell did he get it?
Yeah.
Or she? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it seemed like your brand, like y'all tapped into the culture. So how do y'all
100%.
stay tapped in without following trends and looking like everybody else?
I think it's because, and I don't want to say this, and I'm a very confident person, so I feel like necessarily we are the culture in a sense, like we set the trends.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that the culture kind of agrees, and it's never gonna get 100% of them. However, majority, I know that they love Bottega, or they love everything we're doing. I think from a young age, ever since we met, we've just been dope people, you know, genuine, thorough people, and I feel like it expresses through the art that we create. You know, I think the art is just very impactful. You look at everybody makes shirts, everybody makes hoodies. It's just kind of the way we do it.
Yeah.
That, you know, I feel like everybody likes it, and it kind of sets the trend for the culture.
True.
Yeah, do you have a creative process though? Do you have something you should meditate? You like
I think just being in the right headspace and having shout out my girl, man. She's one of my big muses, you know, when it comes to fashion or just, I don't know, I want to get into the women's wear too. So you know, but I think it's just all being in a good mental space and looking at references, however, understanding that you can create something new for yourself too. I think a lot of the times I'll be looking through Essence or Instagram, like my whole explore page is just like vintage references. And what a lot of people don't know is that 95 to 99% of the clothes that are out now are off of references. You know, there's these creative directors, even from the biggest brands, you know, put up a mood board and they're like, okay, I want our next season to look like this, and this is our mood board. And then they have a team of designers that's okay, and they start making pieces, tweaking little things and doing this, and it just so happens, like, you know, Pharrell, them newest Louis shoes and his Cortez, they just puffed up.
Exactly.
You know, and it's finding ways to create beauty from old things, things that have been here this whole time, you know,
So what brands are on your mood board?
Don't want to give
That
y'all
you
too much.
inspired.
Yeah, don't want to give y'all too much. But I would say a lot of vintage couture brands that necessarily, it depends for both brands, because both brands now have a new identity. I say a dope thing that we've come to the realization with is, you know, Matière was the capsule one was our first transition out of the space. So Matière still has a Bottega feel, and y'all probably feel that too.
Yeah.
But you know, as the brand's elevating, especially with Capsule 2, it's just understanding how to separate the brands. Like Matière was definitely going to be more of the brands like a vintage Raf or brands that necessarily weren't meant for streetwear. However, the streets made it streetwear. This is streetwear. You know, so it's kind of just being able to differentiate just the creative process for those.
And you got a lot of flack too for when people found out the price point when you dropped the Matière Desires.
Right.
I mean, some people understood where you were going, and some people didn't.
Right.
How did that make you feel when you kind of saw that? You know what I mean?
I think it was a process. It's never good to see things about yourself, and you know, we've known each other for a very small time, but I believe I'm a very nice person. I'm a good person, and I didn't mean any harm by that. I just believe in myself, and all these other creatives can believe in themselves. Virgil can believe in himself. Pharrell, Kanye. I look at it, like, I know Kanye be going a little crazy now, but like old Kanye, like the ambition, the confidence, and I think confidence is something that people admire from a distance, but when they're around it, they kind of get offended by it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just it. I'm confident in the pieces that we're doing, and it sells. Like the first year in, you got Thug in it, you got CB in it, you got all these other people in it. Should I not feel like my pieces deserve a luxury price tag?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Was there something specific that made you decide to pivot into a more luxury high-end brand?
I would say kind of like my design started becoming more luxury. They started leaving like the trendy fashion space. There's two fashion spaces. You got your very accessible fashion where it's this trend where people are just trying to pump out, and then you got your other things where you're like, okay, this may last 5 years. This may actually hold some. Yeah, this may hold some longevity to it. But yeah, that's kind of just going into my thought process. Like I was seeing the pieces elevate. I was like, man, that price tag don't really belong in that piece. Nor should everybody feel like they should be able to get that piece.
Right.
It's like creating. It's like a $100,000 artwork. Someone doesn't want someone who only has like $5 or $10 to be holding a $100,000 artwork. Because are they using that art in the right way?
Right.
Are you is it being cherished? Is it being respected, or is it just because it's a trend?
Yeah.
I didn't want the clothes to be bought because it's a trend. I want it to be bought because you actually like this piece. And y'all know if somebody truly likes something that much, they're going to buy it.
Yeah, they're going to spend that money.
And it's not even about, I think people put too much respect on a dollar. I'll say dollar really doesn't mean that much. It's the meaning of the actual piece itself.
Yeah, for sure. I think even like hearing you speak about it, hearing you describe how you break down your creative process, that's what people should really respect.
Yeah, I put time into this.
Yeah, exactly.
This is sleepless nights.
Yeah.
This is a lot of endurance right here. So I think the work that I put in and the hours I put into this deserve a price.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How do you
I agree.
How do you want people to feel when they wear your clothing?
I want you to feel like you're a rock star. I want you to feel like Superman or Superwoman. The biggest thing, and it's not even just me, but me and my brother and just our whole organization, is when you get around us, we want you to leave better than you came coming in. When people wear these pieces, I just want them to feel good, man. Life is tough. Life will whoop your whole ass. For real. Sure. Like life will really kick you down. So to be able to have people, put on a shirt and put on some pants and they walk outside and they confident and they feel like nothing can stop them. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like last year you kind of shocked the world when you took a pause on Bottega and said you were moving on to something else.
Yeah.
Now you've come back with Bottega with a few restocks and bringing out new pieces and new silhouettes. Can you tell us what happened at that time that made you, take a break from Bottega at that moment?
Like I said, I'm a very ambitious person. It was a well thought out decision, and I was very confident in it. And fun thing, like the great thing about it is Matière was still really, really, really successful. But what went into bringing it back was really, I feel like there was something missing in that space. And all we kept seeing literally was Bottega Desires. Like we were like, man, these people just keep loving it. And then even like the Bottega Desires old support email, like it just be filled with people just like bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Like we're missing out. So, I was like, man, there's so much work left to do. And I didn't want to exclude anybody from having desires as well. So the biggest thing is making sure that everybody feels like they can be a part of the community, even if the dollar sign ain't attached to it.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and not being able to afford luxury wear. And I was 16 or 15, but I still wanted to look really fly. I still wanted to be a part of something. And, now we're able to make everybody feel like they could have desires, even if you don't have a lot of money in your account.
Yeah. Is it difficult balancing both brands?
I say yes. I say it's a good difficult though. It's a challenge. It's a good challenge.
Which sells faster?
Bottega.
Man.
Yeah, no, but Bottega. But when you think about how many people there are with, I don't want to just throw any number out there, but with a decent, amount of money in their account versus how many people maybe are a little less fortunate. There's a little bit more less fortunate, people, and that's just kind of how it is. But yeah, definitely Bottega. Bottega is like, I always be saying that, but it's like printing money.
Yeah.
It's like printing money, but not even just that, but it's being able to influence so many people at such a rapid scale. I think that's even the doper part. Like for us to be able to like, oh damn, okay, this is selling like crazy, and we restocking it, sells out in 2 seconds. Like man, it's the people really just want these pieces.
Yeah.
I think that's the dopest thing.
Because you came back with the sweat sets. That's
Yeah.
something everybody wanted.
Yeah, people like
Yes.
that.
I was happy when you came back with those because
We
our
boom.
customers was going
We
crazy.
boom off those for sure. Yeah.
Even in the dead of summer, it's like 100 degrees in
See, they don't
Miami.
care.
Yeah,
Let me get
people
those
don't-
set.
Yeah, people don't. People don't be caring, bro.
I don't. Not when it's fly, bro. It's a fly
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
you know?
People will suffer even just to be fly.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
and that was one of your first pieces when you dropped Bottega Desires.
The
too,
patchy
right?
sweats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was within my first year. Yeah, that was crazy.
Bro,
I be looking.
see
It
that
be,
same fit. So many people trying to duplicate it.
Yeah.
nah, it'd be
Yeah.
duplicate. It'd be duplicates of a lot of things for sure. Yeah, I be looking back. I'm a very like, where was this person at when they made this? And you go back to Drake making music or The Weeknd. I've been listening. I forgot what album it is, but he was like 25 making it. And I'll be looking back at like pieces I was made when I was 23. I was like, damn, I really made that. Like that's hard.
Yeah, it's dope, right?
Nah, for sure.
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
But that's
Bottega.
how I know that you're talented at what you do. You know what I mean? Because it comes so easy to you and it comes difficult to other people.
For sure.
But things that you create, people gravitate towards it. Same way it happens at our shop. Right now, honestly, not to toot your own horn, but Bottega Desires, in my opinion, is the hottest streetwear brand out right now.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you've been consistent at it. I mean, we've seen brands come and go. I mean, I won't say what brands were.
Yeah, I was about to
They were
drop
hot
them.
at
I was
one
about to
moment,
drop
and then
Name dropping.
they're hot at one moment, and then they die out. But it's like you have a business strategy behind what you do. It's not like you're trying to pump something to make some money.
Yeah.
And that's what you notice about brands and how quickly they fall.
Yeah, they try to scale too fast.
Yeah. And like you said, they think about the dollar too much.
Yeah, you can't think about the dollar doesn't move us. It's you can't be moved off of the dollar. You got to be moved off of what are you truly doing for society and your community. Yeah, shout out Bottega Desires, man. Shout out Bottega Desires, bro.
I know Chris got your back, and you got a bunch of other people on your team. Tell me how important is it to have the right team, man, and the right structure when it comes to your business?
It's the biggest thing, man. I be talking to me. I talk to CY about this. I talk to my girl about this all the time, man. Like I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Like you don't need a lot of people, but if you have the right people around you, it's everything. Everything that's strong has a strong foundation. And just for us to be able to continue to build upon our foundation, this is 10 years in a friendship. We know each other like the back of our hand. But to be able to have that solid core and to expand upon it, foundation is everything. Like you cannot grow the way you need to if everything on the back end ain't set up.
Yeah, and I think actually like these long-term relationships, friendships, the people who are in your life, it's important because those are the people you can trust. And we've been through this like many times where we bring really amazing people onto the team, but it just doesn't work out because like that trust isn't there. So it's just hard to really take off. So I feel like, having someone in your life for so long is definitely value.
Nah, it's honestly everything. I can't put enough stress on how important it is just to have a few solid people around you. At the end of the day, no one gonna treat your baby like it's theirs unless they truly believe that baby is theirs too.
Yes.
So like to be around somebody who actually cares, and just to be around multiple people who actually care not only about the business but about Jmitch or Jaden or whatever the case is, like that means a lot because everybody could care about Jmitch, the person who they see is popping it or whatever the case is, but who is actually caring for Jaden Mitchell?
So I got a question too, because I know this is something that we can relate to as well, right? Did you notice how the more you've become popular and your brand has become popular, how certain people start to
Dwindle off.
not even just dwindle, but just come into your life? Like people who, like when you tore your ACL, people who used to like, yeah, you know, Jaden's going to the league,
Yeah.
that's my dog. And then you tore your ACL, they fell off.
For sure.
And then they see you popping with a brand and then they want to be back in your life.
Yeah, I don't really let people spin back. I think everybody knows if you dead wrong, you dead wrong, or
Yeah.
if you foul, you foul. You know that, even if that's just a human thing, and if not, then go talk to somebody. You
Yes.
know, but yeah, it. I was saying that we was talking about this earlier, but no one kind of gives you a guidebook to success, and especially as success that has become this, that has grown this rapid, it kind of just feels like everything all at once, and no one kind of teaches you that. So you got to learn really fast about, you know, how other people view you. Another quote I love is what's it called? A giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing, but everybody else sees a really big ass giant.
Yeah.
And it's kind of understanding that I am not viewed as I used to be viewed, even though I'm the same
True.
exact person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of something that is difficult to handle, like not being able to go out to eat with my shorty or my brother, and you know, without being spotted, or you know, people just looking and they ain't saying nothing, so you really don't know what they thinking, but you know that they know you. You don't know if their intentions are positive towards you or whatever the case is. So it's a lot that comes with just the whole success part that people really don't understand.
You have like something you do or say to yourself to not let it affect you if you do catch it in a moment, like feeling negativity or anything.
Honestly, just God. God is good. In every moment, in every room God is in, the universe is always looking out for us. Like there's only one perfect thing in this world, and that's God or the universe or anything involved with that. And whenever I'm feeling like that sense of anxiousness, I pray. I take my deep breaths. I talk it out. You know, being very verbal with my feelings and my emotions, just to my loved ones, and that kind of helps me get through. Just taking a deep breath. And it's funny, like I was stressing about like this brand, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with the business, you know, things that a lot of people don't see. There's a whole back end side of this. So making sure that I'm doing the best thing at this, and then it's kind of like, damn, like there's so much on my plate. And I was in LA recently for the month, and I was sitting on the rooftop, and I was just looking, and I was like, what the fuck am I complaining about? You know, like I'm in LA on a random Tuesday in a beautiful B&B. Like, what is there to complain about? And it's kind of just becoming present in that moment where I look too much around me. Yeah, but I really don't be caring what everybody else be doing, but it just be like when people start talking shit about me, be like, damn, like,
you
feel
human.
me? I'm human too, you know, like.
And you have a lot on your plate.
Sure.
Like, so what do you do? I know what I do when I have a lot on my plate. I know what I do to meditate is I play golf.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You know, that's my getaway. D rides his motorcycle. That's kind of what he does.
Like a release.
Yes.
Like
Is there something that you do to kind of like, you know, ease your mind a little bit about the business?
My girl be getting on me about that shit. I need to find probably a better way to release. I'm usually someone that just like woosah through it, but like an actual activity that I feel like I'm releasing. I maybe could see like hanging out with friends. I could say just hanging out and being around good vibes. It kind of just makes my situation or whatever I'm going through like not that big of a deal. So I say that's kind of my least, just talking to people. But I definitely want to find like an actor. Maybe working out. I like working out.
Yeah.
I say working out for sure.
Yeah, I think that's so important too, especially when you're running a business that, you know, it requires a lot of your time.
Right.
And it requires a lot of energy to where you don't really necessarily have a moment to yourself. And that's something that we learned in 2025 was, you know, it was at one point we didn't have any days off. Like every single hour of the day was token.
Right.
And then I noticed the shift in our energy when we decided, okay, we're gonna take a day off. We're gonna take 2 days off. You know what I'm saying? Kat, you could take this day off. D, you can take this day off. I'll fill in.
Yeah.
You see that how much we have changed, but you also see the growth in our business.
Right.
Right. And I have a question when it comes to momentum, right? You know, I feel like the success of your business has a lot to do with your momentum and how you kind of just, you were on this roll, you kept going, you never had a moment to, get air.
Yeah.
You was just going and going and
Yeah.
going. What was the moment during that process where you finally looked up and was like, damn, like I made it. Like I made it.
It's like a double-edged sword with that, because there's a part of me that's understood that I've come a long way, but there's another part of me that still believes that there's so much more to do. So there'll be a little, I'll say, gasp for air when I come up out of that water, but I probably got to find a better way to, take some, take some more air. But I don't really feel like we've made it yet. However, just being here and being present and having y'all here, having my brother, having my people here, and just looking around. Like, I remember just getting this warehouse and it just being me, and I remember that moment. So compared to this, I feel like we're doing really, really good right now. However, I know there's a lot more we can do.
Yeah.
And how did you decide to like do pop-ups and events and make it like a live shopping thing, just something that people can actually come out to instead of it just being only online?
Yeah, I think the dope thing about online, or the dope thing about in-person events like pop-ups, or especially like tomorrow, we have an event tomorrow. But it's kind of less like a pop-up. People will still be able to buy clothes. However, the focus is just creating a space that feels like us, that people could walk in and they walk out feeling inspired. It's a dope thing to be able to have people come in person and feel the brand, and see the brand and interact with the brand in a way that isn't just clicking on something online. Like being able to come around and you hear the music we like, and you see the people we were around, and you just see all of these things. It kind of just allows a whole different experience to your consumer and to the community that you're trying to grow.
100%. 100%. That's the most important thing, building a community. Like with any brand, you want to build a community. That makes it feel less transactional. Like you talked about earlier, like you want to build genuine relationships with people, and if the people can come see in person, I think that's the best part about it.
Exposure. We talk about that all the
Every
time.
day.
Exposure is so important for the youth. Everything in your life because you were exposed to it. There's a whole other life that's out there that you just don't even know exists yet. So being able to create a space where people can come in and be like, wow, this shit is possible.
Yeah.
Like I could really do this, just being able to create an event like that is, the goal.
You motivate me, bro. I make shirts and stuff. I sit home. Not like for real. I really sit and do stuff at my crib. So just seeing it and like you give me the reason. Like I feel like I could go in, make one shirt. It can fail. People might not pay attention to it and actually end up with something like this. So you definitely motivate me. I made a couple pieces. And I got a couple of celebrities in my stuff too, bro.
That's fire.
Recently, we saw a little baby wearing, I think it was the Afro Girl.
Yeah.
And he wore a few other ones,
Yeah,
like
the
I peeped.
Madonna, he wore QOD. Yeah, he 3 for 3. I ain't gonna lie.
So how does it feel like seeing your brand have a viral moment like that?
Blessings. It feels good. I think we've gotten to the point now where it's kind of like, oh, that's cool, that's fire, like that's really cool, but I don't know. I think ever since every hit felt like a home run, now when we get hits at any time, it just feels like we're supposed to lay it there, go again. Like it feels like it's supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
So it's a dope feeling. Just being able to see Wham in our pieces is like, damn, he's really wearing our shit.
Yeah. Is there one person that you can't wait to see in
probably for me, I'll speak for myself. I'd love to see Drake in it.
Okay, Drizzy.
And
yes.
Steph. And Steph. I gotta get Steph in it. I've been trying to get Steph some shit, but he don't know how to text back. So but Diggs for sure.
Yeah.
Them two. That's dope. Yeah, I definitely see him rocking that. I do.
What about you?
For me,
He gonna choose some old head.
Legend. I I love to have like John Legend and like
That'd be some fire.
What? That's
fire.
crazy.
That is.
That'd be fire.
He's a real soulful.
Or Lenny Kravitz.
soulful
I've been telling you
dude.
that.
Lenny
Lenny.
Kravitz.
Oh,
Lenny.
Lenny
yeah,
for
yeah.
That would be
sure. Love to have
insane.
Oh, shit.
I
He
love
definitely
it, for
said
sure.
I
Nah, I
could
definitely
so
see Lenny in
see
it.
him wearing the
Nah,
Madonna
for sure.
tee.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Lenny,
Madonna
reach out.
tee.
We need-
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, we need Lenny to. Oh, Leon Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Leon Thomas.
Sure.
That's
the,
a good
the,
one.
The goat of music right now, Leon Thomas. For sure.
What was the first viral moment? I know like we spoke a little bit about the shorts being crazy and like a great selling item, but
Mhm.
what was like the first moment that you remember seeing a big person wearing your
CB.
brand?
CB. I ain't gonna lie. CB was so crazy because
He
you know,
wore it in the music
yeah,
video.
he wore in the music video, but prior to that, this like right after we got this warehouse linked up with a stylist and he's like, yeah, we gotta try to put some CB in some shit. I'm like, all right, bet. So boom, they come into town, he gets the piece and he's like, yeah, you trying to come to the concert? He was like, we're gonna see if you wear your shit if you like it, because CB, I guess the process is he kind of just like sees put it on the rack and see what he like. And for him to choose that, I was like, ah, shit. So then CB over here doing like spinning and shit. Doing the spinning in the what's it called, the sex sales.
That's dope.
And I'm looking at this shit and I'm looking at all these people and I'm like, bro, that's really my shirt.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I think that was the moment where it's like, okay, yeah, like I used to be dancing all the time. Like I used to be a kid just listening to CB and trying to act like I'm him. So to be able to see that in person, and then for him to double back and then do residuals in the green football, that was just like, I remember we was where was we at? We was in Paris actually when that video
Was it?
dropped.
Oh,
We was
yeah,
in
yeah,
Paris.
yeah.
That was already living life, bro.
Yeah, nah, that's a blessing in itself too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
CB.
I got a whole list of names. Young Thug, Lil
Ooh.
Baby, No Cap,
Mm.
Kyrie, Kevin Durant,
Mm.
Sauce Walker, Chris Brown, I Show Speed,
Mm.
Neymar,
Mm.
Babyface Ray,
Shout out
Low
Babyface,
Shimmy,
bro.
Moneybag Yo. I know I'm missing.
At
I
least
know I'm
like
missing
4
a
of those
bunch of 'em.
names were through like
Yeah, they definitely
token.
came to
Whenever
token,
like
yeah.
No Cap comes like all the time, and we always put him on to different stuff. And sometimes it's something like he's probably already seen me for, but he just might not have it yet.
Right.
But he's one of those people too that like he'll gravitate towards certain brands and certain
Yeah,
pieces.
it's hot. He wanted. He don't
I feel
really
like
care
he's
about
one
design.
celebrity that really trusts our decision making when it comes to pieces, because everything that's in the shop is hand selected by things that we like. You know, we don't just like rely on whatever's like the most popular brand at
Right.
the moment. Because I remember when Cat first brought Bottega in, I didn't know about your brand
Shout
until
out Cat.
brought it
Shout
in.
out Cat.
Mm.
Shout out Cat.
You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure.
And I was like, we thought it
For
was
sure.
dope. And during that time, there were a lot of brands that came out when Bottega came out,
Right.
and a lot of them just aren't as hot anymore.
They fell off.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Nah,
You
I
can see
tried
it.
because they might come back. You
They
never
might
know.
come back.
They
You
might
never
bounce
know.
back.
I
And
don't-
stuff has changed a
I don't
lot. Like
see
the
anybody
styles
coming
changed.
back and competing with Bottega.
Nah, they gotta compete.
I ain't. Yeah,
I mean,
I was
even
about
like-
to add 2 cents right there.
They gotta compete, and we might want them to compete so they can fucking just drop some more crazy
Oh, we saw a rumor that you might have an upcoming collab with Happy Memories coming
shit.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Wait, like you didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Nah, when the time is right, I think that'll be a very dope collab. Yeah, shout out to them boys at
Sure.
HTD for sure. When
Real
the time is
New
right.
Orleans
Yeah,
boy.
yeah,
When the time is right,
huh?
for sure. When the
That's
time
one
is
of the
right.
brands as well that kind of stayed consistent, and they stuck to like their niche following, which
Sure.
allowed them to to grow.
Yeah, they do a good job at honing in on their community.
Mhm.
They have a really good community. So
I
for
love
sure.
that brand. I wear that shit all the time. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
every
me
day
too.
running around. I love
Absolutely.
that shit. I love that
For sure.
brand.
Is there anything that brands do right now that you guys disagree with, that you don't think that they should do?
I ain't even gonna lie, and I don't really pay attention to a lot of other brands
Mhm.
to even know if they're doing anything we don't like.
Okay.
I pay attention to a lot of old brands and maybe like the bigger brands, but in terms of any of our peers necessarily, I don't necessarily pay a lot of attention.
So outside of your brand, what's your favorite brand? I heard you say Veil already.
Oh, my
I'm not
bad.
Veil. Happy Memories.
Respectfully though.
Nah,
And
respectfully.
I think
I heard you say Happy Memories. You are.
Yeah, me personally, man, I'm more of a chill every day. My everyday. Shout out Jordan. I wear a lot of GV Gallery, HMDD, Pally, Satoshi, Mahara. That's like my everyday, just kind of.
Yeah, I think a lot of the peers for Matière are doing a lot of good things. You know, Matière is about to elevate a lot more, especially when it comes to the pieces and just the design process and everything being manufactured out of LA. You know, our peers are gonna look a lot different very, very soon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What styles do you see becoming trendy within the next year?
Trendy stuff. I think it's more timeless pieces that are being made. I'm seeing a lot of people play around with leather. People I feel like just are now starting. Leather's always been a timeless, you know, material. However, I'm seeing a lot of even like the faster streetwear brands playing with leathers now and denims and trying just to get into that market. T-shirts, I think T-shirts and the vintage, anything that looks and feels vintage is popping right now.
Yeah.
That's all these shirts look vintage. You know, shout out Matière. I don't know where we're going, but but I say anything vintage that looks vintage. A lot of these T-shirts that people are dropping are just vintage T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I say leather, denim, vintage.
Yeah. What about footwear?
Footwear, puffy, anything big as hell. Big as hell, or I don't know if really a lot of people are doing this, but dress shoes, loafers. I'm a big loafer guy, and I'm seeing a lot of people. Bags too. I'm a big bag guy. I like bags, and so it's dope seeing more of the youth being more comfortable with, you know, wearing a bag and holding a bag.
So we got some Bottega bags coming out soon.
Not Bottega, but Matière. Yeah,
Okay.
we got some good Matière stuff coming for y'all real soon. Yeah.
I need that shirt you got on too, bro. You holding out on. When is that one dropping?
I don't know.
So it's just that one here, or maybe I could walk out with it.
Nah, this the only one.
Goodness.
This will be part of our next capsule. This will be spring summer 26. We'll probably do like a little rollout preview. But yeah, this is part of our next capsule. This is called the interview tee. I wrote this on the plane to Paris. Actually, I kind of like interviewed my own self. And y'all probably know I be talking very, you know, I be talking, so I was just doing this.
That's dope, man.
What was Paris like? Like
First
for
or
the
the
brand, you know?
First or second time?
Just recently I saw you
Oh,
guys
the
out
showroom.
there.
Oh, showroom is amazing.
Yeah, the showroom. The showroom is very dope. It kind of gives the same vibe as like the events that we're able to do. We're able to interact with the people that like our products, and just to be able to have conversations. Y'all know business can be talked about for hours and hours and hours. So to be able to have people that also own businesses come through, or buyers and shoppers, and us be able to talk about our pieces and talk about, you know, kind of just, you know, fashion is a language. And if you study that language and you learn that language, you could talk about that all day. So I think it's a dope experience to be able to connect with those in our space.
And just from like the Shopify analytics, where would you say your main demographic is based out of?
I believe our top 5 crazy. We had a drop today. Chicago was number 1 today, which is crazy. But Chicago, Miami loves Desires. Everything Desires.
They do.
Yeah,
They
so,
do,
That's
yeah.
why we here. That's why we here, bro.
Nah, but like Chicago, Miami, New York, Houston,
LA.
I think Atlanta in there a little bit, but I love seeing, especially for like, you know, for New York to be there. I believe New York has the best fashion culture in the U.S. hands down. So, yeah, those are like our top 5, top 6.
So why the transition to New York?
I'm a dog. You feel me? If you want to do something great in this creative space, you either go to LA or New York. And I think New York is the jungle. So if I can come out of the jungle with a mink, I'm good. And I feel like we're going to do that. So, you know, learn the game, be around the culture, be around where this shit really started. When you talk about clothes, when you talk about the fashion hub of the U.S., we going to talk about New York. So if I can go in there, you know, shout out New York, man. New York is such a beautiful city, everything about it. So if I can go in there and hold my weight, you know, that proves not only to myself but you know to our team that we could really do this at a high level.
Being in New York, like you said, it's a dog eat dog world,
For sure,
right?
for
So
sure.
have you ever ran into anybody that's gave you some criticism that might have hit you like in the gut and you actually like took it, or maybe like fuck them,
Nah, I ain't gonna cap. Ain't nobody said nothing to me in person.
Not in person.
Not in person. No people.
anything you read, anything, you know? Nah.
I mean, it's be a lot of critics on like social
Nah,
media.
people you
Yeah,
care
yeah, nah,
about.
Your
social.
comment sections.
Oh, but people I
Oh my
care about
God.
saying
Somebody
something.
that way you
Oh,
actually value their opinion. You
nah,
know, yeah.
nah,
Yeah, fuck everybody else.
yeah, nah, yeah, nah. I was talking about this earlier. It's like people who take their time out to go on my page and comment some negative stuff,
life.
or it's either that or they just really, really love me. You know, like they take the time out.
Agreed.
They take the time out their day to screenshot all my pictures and you make a slideshow and talk over it. Like I don't even do that for my own family.
Right,
Yeah.
You know, so if someone has the time and energy to do that, like thank you. And it helps like the algorithm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
clickbait.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I appreciate everybody who like hates on us because it brings more visitors.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got that a lot
We
too.
get the haters. Bro,
One
for
thing
sure.
I see all the time is like people who shop with you, and then let's say the drop just happened today. They'll be like Monday morning, like, "Where's my tracking number? Like, where's my order?
Oh,
like,
goodness.
did y'all ship yet? Da da da."
Chris,
Man,
that's how
like
you make
we
a face,
like
bro.
yeah, I mean
Right.
he's in the warehouse. So,
I'm knowing. Yeah, but I will say this though. We do shit fast though.
we
Yeah,
do
yeah.
shit.
No,
we
you
do
do.
shit fast.
You're
very,
like one
very
of the
fast,
only
very
brands
fast.
that's doing it with like, you have drops that products are in stock. It's not pre-orders, so like
Sure.
it'll come quick.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
You know?
but that's the most important thing though. We talk about it all the time. Infrastructure. But then
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, you gotta. It's a business side to this at the end of the day. So infrastructure
Like
is so important.
even though we could sell 5,000, 10,000 units, can our packers handle that? Can we
Right.
make sure that we can
100%.
ship those out in a timely manner? But yeah, they be tripping.
Yeah.
But I appreciate y'all for buying. However, like we are humans, not robots. So
No, of
You're gonna
course.
get it
But
too.
that's
dude.
what they get. That's what they think once they click, like, buy. They thinking a robot's gonna sit there. They stuff
Yeah.
getting packed
ASAP.
up. Yeah.
It's cool, but it's also dope to know that they're that excited to get their piece.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or so like delusional, like, give us a minute.
Yeah,
Because
give-
sometimes we'll get orders and like within like an hour they're calling us or
Yeah.
asking about the order. Like we
Send the tracking.
just got the order
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
People need to learn more patience.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
gonna come.
But before we wrap up, I got a question, and I'm pretty sure our viewers might want to know: what are some inspiring words you can give to someone who either is currently launching their brand or they have a passion for creating their own clothing brand?
Endure. Learn. Be a student of the game that you're about to step into. A lot of people just want to get into the clothing brand because they think it produces a lot of money. That money ain't gonna keep you in this. Like you're gonna take losses, you're gonna take L's, and you're gonna learn a lot of lessons with this stuff. Like if you're going to get into this space, do it for the right reasons. You see a lot of people, like you kind of noted earlier, they get money hungry and then they burn out, or they're only doing stuff because they follow trends. Like if you want to do this to this scale, be different and study the game. I think study the game is anything you do in life, whatever business you want to get into, you have to know what the hell you're getting yourself into. So yeah, don't do it for the money, because at the end of the day, money ain't gonna drive you when you got 10 people to call and you got to talk to manufacturers till 4 in the morning and a shipment go missing or whatever the case is. Like money can't just be your only reason you want to step into the space. I don't know.
I like
Yeah.
that, man. I'm so proud of you, Jaden.
I
for
appreciate
sure.
it, man. God is good all the time.
I love hearing you say that, bro.
Yeah,
I love how you
yeah.
keep bringing God up. That's one thing
Yeah,
too, man.
yeah.
It's definitely something you gotta make sure people know that you can't. This wasn't possible without God.
Yeah, this wasn't possible without God, without my team, my support system, my family, everybody who supports everything we do.
Yeah.
Y'all, just anybody who actually believes in our pieces and our art. I think it goes beyond business. Business can be very transactional, but just to understand that you have people around you that truly support what you do, win or lose, I think that's the best thing I could ever ask for.
That's dope. That's dope. So what's next for Desires INC?
You want to tell them?
Yeah, let us know.
No.
Come on.
Nah, but we
trying to
have,
make this thing go viral.
Yeah, for real.
We got
heard it here first.
We got some dope stuff in store.
For sure.
Our goal is to make sure that Desires is in everything, whether it's music, whether it's in short films, whether it's whatever the case is. So I say just be on the lookout and make sure you follow Bottega Desires and Matière de Désirs. So. Yeah.
So no, y'all ain't gonna tell us now.
Wait, I'm gonna say this.
We have an event tomorrow for
Facts.
Desires.
Okay.
We're gonna tap in with the
y'all,
culture.
Y'all gonna see we'll do a whole video regarding that, but I say that's the next thing y'all could look forward to. Maybe we'll do one of those in New York. I think that would be really dope to do. But
We're just gonna tap in with the culture.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do.
So
What
we
about
gonna see
Miami? I feel like an Art Basel Miami pop up.
At Token Miami.
we talk about doing this event series, globally or across the U.S. at least to start off. But I'm not opposed. We're not opposed to Miami. I think the biggest thing with us is timing. Making sure we're not trying to do too much too soon.
Yeah.
We've been traveling a lot. We've been moving around a lot. I think our biggest thing is learning how to do one thing really good before we try to do it again. Yeah, so, but I would love to do it in Miami. I've been in Miami one time and it was a dope experience. The water, just everything. Y'all for sure get a little.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do a Miami part 2.
Yeah, but no, we're not opposed. I think Miami would be very dope.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let's do it for sure.
And I have a special request.
What's going on?
There were some friends and family Bottega jorts that came out. They were like with studs. I think like only a couple hundred pairs.
You know what? I got you. I think I got a pair at the crib.
There's 3 of them.
I think we might be able to take
we got to do another one of those. Actually, thinking about that, we got to for sure do another friends and family piece for Bottega. I ain't gonna lie, we got some crazy stuff coming out for Bottega, like some real serious stuff for Bottega Desires.
Your whole fit, you ain't trying to share, bro.
No, we getting right now. We getting right, but yeah.
Keep killing them, bro. We definitely proud of you, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Support the hustle. And motivation, bro. For sure.
I appreciate y'all just coming through and buying the ticket even just to come to Houston, spend y'all time with us, y'all
you
time.
Big, bro. You big.
I
know you humble with it, but bro, this a big deal to us, man. We just starting our podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
And I
really just wanted the world to hear your story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like you have a story that needs to be told, and I hope and pray that people who watch this podcast are inspired by the things that you went through in your personal life to this. Because I remember when we met almost 2 years ago, you was trapping out the crib, you and your girl, and then 2 years later, like, you're the hottest brand in the world right now. You know what I'm saying?
My ex, not my girl.
Get the man in trouble, bro. My ex, he said. My ex.
My ex, big dog around us. Yeah. I mean, my girl, big dog around us. But yeah, God is good, man. Just continue to strive and persevere. Go after everything you truly want to do. We got one life on this earth. Like these seconds we not getting back. These hours we've been here, the time he spent to set up. Time is something that is constant. So as long as you continuing to put one foot in front of the other, another quote, 1,000-mile journey starts with one step. Just because that journey looks daunting or it looks like it's very strenuous or stressful, just take one step. All you need is 1% better every single day, and you're gonna look back a year later and be 365% better than the year you were before. So, as long as you do that, anything in life is yours, and it's just a matter of time. And just because I may be 25 and deemed successful by whatever the case is, doesn't mean that if you're 25 or 24 or 30 or 35, everybody's timing is different. The biggest thing is put your lenses on. Don't really care about what the left or right doing, and as long as you fulfilled and chasing something that you truly want to chase in this one life, we're blessed to have. I think that's all that truly matters.
Facts,
sure,
facts.
man.
Well, I appreciate you guys for coming.
Nah, I
For
appreciate
sure,
Appreciate
y'all.
it,
bro.
Jaden.
I ain't gonna lie,
Appreciate
Jay, you
it.
got the quotes too, man. Them shit's written on his tats.
Nah, for
man.
sure,
You
yeah.
gotta-
Nah, for sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. You killing them, man. We definitely appreciate you, bro. For real. I love your energy.
Yeah.
Love how humble you are, bro. I love you all about God too, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Appreciate
And
y'all.
I feel like your story, we know so many athletes that didn't know what to do after sports or after injury. And I just feel like, people really hearing your story and seeing that it is possible is really, really inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, bro. For
I,
sure.
I appreciate y'all. Me and my brother work endlessly just to make sure that we're able to provide for our culture. So it means a lot coming from y'all. So I appreciate it.
All right.
Yes, sir. Token Miami, Token Talk. Yeah, I got us here all the way in Houston with Bottega Desires and Matière. Say it for me, bro. Say it for me.
Matière.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out H Town.
Yes,
y'all
sir.
H Town means everything to me. So shout out H Town too.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, man. Catch us next time. Token Miami. Do it again, Majors. Do it again. Nigga. We out, y'all.
We made you, nigga.